Yo, what's going on? Eli Skinner here with Simplify Real Estate. Wanted to tell you about appraisals. We're going to work from the perspective of a seller. So pay attention, take notes. This is going to go quick. But this is from the seller's perspective, and we're going to then come from the buyer's perspective. But appraisals stink. If you're selling the house, here's what you got to understand. This appraisal is not your problem. The buyer's bank is just covering their butt. So they want to make sure they don't loan too much money on a house that's just not worth it, okay? Then they're upside down if the house forecloses, blah, blah, blah. So this is not something that you really have to worry about, except for it becomes your problem because now your buyers can't buy the house for, let's say you have it under contract for $200, appraisal comes back at $190, the bank is going to loan based on a $190 value. They always base it on the purchase price or the appraised value, whichever is less. Okay, so you're $10,000 lower than the agreed upon purchase price right now. But you also have $3,000 in closing costs, and you're leaving a fridge that you didn't want to leave. Okay, so now we got an issue. So you were netting $200 minus the $3,000 in closing minus whatever you valued the fridge at. So you're at $197 minus the fridge. Now the appraisal came in at $190. If you give away the farm, which is option one, you drop your price to $190, you keep everything else the same, now you're netting $187 minus whatever you valued the fridge. If you make the other people give away the farm, then you say, nope, tough cookies, we agreed on $200, you're gonna pay $200, you're gonna have to bring the extra $10,000 over top of the appraised value in cash, plus their down payment on the $190, that's the appraised value, you know what I mean? And then you're gonna give them $3,000 in closing and the fridge. Okay, so you're still netting yourself $197. That's the other people, that's the buyers giving away the farm. But then the other option is to negotiate. Okay, the other option is to negotiate somewhere in the middle. Maybe you take away the fridge and drop the price. Maybe you drop the price halfway and make them bring half the cash extra. Maybe you get rid of closing costs. Okay, that's not normally a good one to be able to do. Here's the reality. The person that is the most desperate loses. In almost any negotiation, you got to remember that. The person who is the most desperate almost always loses. And you've got to play some great poker face here. So if your buyer needs to sell their house because they're buying another one, or they've already bought the other one and they're dying because they can't handle the payments, listen, they're going to lose. You've got to help them negotiate, because here is the bigger issue. Our contracts state that either party can cancel / terminate the contract if the home does not appraise at the purchase price, the agreed upon purchase price. There doesn't even have to be negotiations. Either one of you can just go, boop, I'm out. Okay? So be careful, because if the other people aren't that motivated, they're not that under the gun, you could drive them away real quick by playing hardball. But it's always up to your client. Here's the reality. You ask your client what they want to do. You explain what I just explained. Everybody can walk away. Both parties can walk away. It's 100% a renegotiation. Everything's off the table and we got to put it back on. Normally it operates, let's leave everything on the table and talk about the purchase price. If you can drop the purchase price and be good, great. If you can't, then you need to negotiate other stuff, like maybe not doing the closing costs for the buyer or not leaving that fridge. But be careful, because those buyers will go, they may play hardball too and go, nope, sorry, we'll pay the appraised price and we're going to keep all the other stuff. And then your clients have a decision to make, sell their house or not. So ask your clients what you want to do, and then you begin a conversation over text. I always recommend over text with the agent on the other side, because the reality is you do not want to get caught talking too much and showing your hand. If you need to say, hey, sellers are stuck, you're going to have to bring the money. You don't want to keep having this long, drawn-out conversation on the phone. You need to say it clearly and short, and try and win this negotiation, okay? It's a tough thing. It stinks for everybody. It's not necessarily a representation of your home being overpriced. Appraisals are merely a representation of one guy's opinion of value, but it happens to matter a bunch because he represents in some way the bank, and the bank is protecting their assets. I recommend not trying to fight the appraisal. It's going to be a waste of your time, a waste of your emotions. If it's a mile off and you've got comps that are really strong, talk to me. Maybe we do, but the reality is it's 1 in 100. I mean, it's not even that you're going to get something overturned or changed. And if they do, they might change it by a little bit. Another option for buyers sometimes is they'll go get another appraisal. They'll go get another loan. They'll go change banks right away. Great. Here's the problem. If they go do that, the appraisal might come in higher, and that would be great for everybody. But it might come in lower too. See, catch-22. Not a good plan either. The good plan is get the deal done, negotiate well, and get your clients out of the house they're in and into their next one. Okay, so that's how this works. I think that's all you need to know for now. If you have any questions, make sure you holler, and I'll talk to you later.